Hey, if you are selling your property in Singapore, this may be the right video for you. You want to sell your home, but probably you are wondering, do I need to engage an agent? Can I do it myself? And where do I even begin? These are some of the questions, and there may be much more questions out there. Most people end up engaging a property agent to help them sell their home because of how complex and time-consuming it can be. With that being said, whether you are looking to challenge yourself by attempting to sell your home or looking for a trusted property consultant, I would like to share with you some of the important key factors for you to consider when selling your home. Pricing your home. It is natural for emotions to influence any homeowner how we should price our property as we have grown an attachment to our home. However, when you are selling to a potential buyer, it is necessary to set a price based on factual data. Seller of HDB flats can access a free data to check their past transacted prices to get a good gauge of what is the market price. Private property owners can make use of resources like SRX property portals to analyze the past transaction prices in Singapore, but do take note, this portal charge a subscription fee and is only viewable by subscribers or registered agent. Nonetheless, it is a good way for sellers to forecast where the market is moving in the next 6 to 12 months. HDB sellers, you can check out the HDB web portal to understand which groups that are able to purchase your property under the ANIC quota, among many other requirements. For private property owners looking to sell their own, they can also hire a private valuer to give a rough estimations of the pricing value for your property, but this will mean additional costs, of course. In this aspect, an experienced real estate professional who is actively transacting in the market would likely to be more familiar, as they have done multiple sales and purchase and are very well informed in the property market trend. Most importantly, buyer sentiment. They could potentially help you to achieve your financial goal and securing a buyer at the same time. If you already have interested buyers who are keen to purchase, DIY selling will be more feasible for you. If you don't, take note, only registered agents are allowed to list the property on larger official property portals such as Property Guru, 99Co, and many other listing platforms. This may limit the promotion, advertisement, campaigning, and marketing outreach of the property you are selling on your own. Currently on the HDB resale portal, allow individuals to list their properties to sell, but they can only list HDB properties. Out there in the market, there are free portals for DIY sellers could potentially list them, such as Carousel or many other forums. Be sure to add detailed description of your home on this portal to keep the buyers well informed on details like house size, number of room, location, price, renovation, good interior photos, exterior photo of the unit, especially for private property owners. The facing and other plus points will help to transact or sell the property better. It is highly encouraged to shoot professional and presentable photos, or even hire a photographer for professional photo shoots to create the best impressions for your buyers. Besides property portals, you can also consider uploading promotional videos, advertisements of your property on YouTube, Facebook, and other social medias. You can even consider uploading a virtual 360-degree home tour online, letting keen buyers to contact you for future discussion. This will be a great way for you to shortlist your serious buyer and save your time, as you will not have the slot for so many physical viewing despite your busy schedule. On average, the home tour promotions video and professional photography will add up to be about 800 to 1,002 to the marketing cost. If you are engaged an agent, this additional cost will be bounded by them. Flexible schedules. Seller may find it harder to conduct viewing, especially if they happen to have awkward timing depending on your schedule and potential buyers. Many times, buyer also reach the property multiple times to consider how living in the place would be at a different time, different noise, different level, and etc. etc. Not only does your schedule have to be flexible enough to accommodate this awkward viewing timing, but you also have to set aside the time for you to prepare, tidy up the house for the viewing. This includes decluttering, adding interior decorations to ensure that your property is in a pristine condition. If the property you are selling is without any furniture inside the house, it's encouraged that you can do some home staging so that it can better present and let the buyer better illustrate or visualize how the unit is like. There are external companies that offer this kind of service. Although it may cost money, this step is crucial to help your buyer to immerse themselves with the home experience, increasing your chance to selling your home at a better price. So, let's say, if you are working at a 9 to 5 job, it may be challenging repeatedly requesting to leave your work at a various timing for house viewing, or you might even have to change your weekend schedule, rest time to conduct viewing, accommodating to serious buyer for the unit. Keep in mind that you may choose to get buyers to accommodate to your timing, but your home is not the only home out there in the market for sale. If the buyer can't view your home at their convenience, most might end up picking another home for their purchase. Inquiries and negotiation skills. On top of needing a flexible schedule to allow viewings, seller will also have to prepare for other screening calls, varieties for inquiry when you are selling your own home. You may receive unrelated inquiries from other sellers trying to compare prices with you. Or some interested buyer may ask for more details on the different layouts. And not to mention, as a seller, you are very likely to speak with buyer agent apart from direct buyers. If you are a trained negotiator and are confident in holding these types of interactions and do not find them draining to manage on top of your viewings and your current jobs, you could potentially sell your home yourselves successfully. Also note that there are scammers out there, poses as buyer to collect your property address, photo and use it for fake rental or listings. To sieve out the scammers, you may need to use some technique that the agent use, where you ask the caller if they have secured their HFE letter for HDB buyers or in principle approval for bank loan. Working with someone so that you probably are getting a better idea of how busy you can get when you sell your own home. If you are planning to do it yourself, you could potentially need assistance from your family to manage viewings or help to handle inquiries when you are not available. Doing everything on your own may risk losing out or missing out some serious potential buyer or informations, key details that you do not have the capacity to keep track of all the offers and conversations. Property in demand. At the end of the day, you are selling a piece of a property. And so, if the property itself is already in such a high demand, possibly due to its trending layout, environment advantage, or rarity, and etc., then you may be lucky enough such that you barely need to spend a lot of money, effort to market and attract buyers. Sufficient runway and timeline to sell. Selling your home means that you have to find a place to buy eventually as well. This is the more complicated part of transacting a home. If you sell your home too quickly, you may risk of not having a place to stay before you get the key for your next home, incurring more costs on the rental or unnecessary stress for you to settle administratively to transit from your home to the next one. If it takes too long to sell your home, your listing will become stale, as buyer will wonder why you're listing in the market for so long and if there is something wrong with your home. By anticipating a longer selling time, you may not want to buy a home before selling your current one to avoid rushing for the ABSD remission or being weighed by the responsibility of having 2 home loans to service at once. The best way to do it is usually to handle the selling and buying part concurrently, which is where most complications will take place. However, if you don't mind spending an additional $15,000 to $30,000 on renting a new place for 6 months after your sale while searching for your new home to avoid the stress, complications, and doing it concurrently, that will work as well. Other more technical complications that could occur includes buyer who requests for earlier possessions or an earlier or later completion date. This may affect your own selling and buying timeline. You may need to do more research or even consult a lawyer before committing to the options. So there you have it. There are some of the key trade circumstances that you should definitely consider before deciding if you wish to sell your own home. If you feel you have the capacity to manage your own sales and you have enough support to help you, then selling your own home could actually work out, and that will help you to save some agent commission. However, keeping in mind that still need to spend additional fees to efficiently marketing your home on your own, as well as other admin fees involved. These are just some of the quick pointers I highlighted above, but if you feel that all these steps are too draining and you do not have the time nor interest to sell your own home, it may make sense for you to engage a property consultant to streamline the sales process for you and reduce your workload. After all, it's ideal for you to have a pleasant selling experience. If you are looking for property advice, call your favorite real estate consultant, but if you are not sure who to call, you can always reach out to me at 9009-2050. Once again, my name is Chris Yen. Thanks.